TikTok has captivated users worldwide with its diverse experiences, endless short videos, and ultra-personalized algorithms. This platform, with 150 million users in the US and over 9.5 million adult users in Canada, is becoming a digital narcotic for many outside China. Both Canadian and US governments are concerned about data security and the potential for addiction among users. The Canadian government has recently taken action to address potential security risks tied to TikTok. On November 6, the Canadian government announced it had ordered TikTok Technology Canada, a subsidiary of ByteDance, to halt its Canadian operations. This decision follows a national security review. TikTok's offices in Toronto and Vancouver will be affected. According to the government, this decision was made under the Investment Canada Act, which allows foreign investment that could harm national security to be reviewed. Although TikTok's operations are suspended, Canadians can still access the app and create content. The government emphasized that social media use remains a personal choice. One Chinese social media user interpreted Canada's action this way: on the same day that Trump won the presidential election, Canada didn't wait to congratulate him before making a move against China. This action, they suggested, sent a unique signal. Trump, backed by 13.4 million TikTok followers, had previously assured he wouldn't ban TikTok, but Canada's decision to close TikTok's Canadian offices and dissolve its operations there goes directly against Trump's earlier stance. The commentator speculated that this could mean Trump has changed his mind, possibly signaling the start of a new US-China rivalry in his second term. In their view, Canada's preemptive action is no friendly gesture. It's either a lingering influence from Biden's administration or a hint that Trump may confront China again. On the other hand, many other Chinese commentators view TikTok's troubles as consequences of China's own actions. Canada's Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry, François-Philippe Champagne, clarified that Canada's actions were based on security concerns. He explained that ByteDance's subsidiary in Canada posed a national security threat. The decision, Champagne added, came after collecting evidence and receiving advice from the Canadian Security Intelligence Service and other partners. However, he declined to share more details, citing the sensitive nature of national security. Champagne's comments suggest that Canada's decision wasn't an unfounded move. The government based its actions on verified information. He also advised Canadians to remain cautious when using TikTok, as critics say the Chinese government could access TikTok user data. The Canadian Security Intelligence Services, CSIS, has warned Canadians, especially teens, about the risk of TikTok. The former CSIS director, David Vinol, told CBC that TikTok's design clearly allows it to collect data that could be accessed by the Chinese government. He explained, some may wonder if teen data on TikTok is a concern, but in 5 or 10 years, these teens will be adults involved in various activities worldwide. Personally, I would not recommend using TikTok. The US government has also scrutinized TikTok, basing its concerns on intelligence and collected data. In a recent lawsuit filed on October 8th, internal TikTok documents revealed that the company was aware of its app's risk but seems unconcerned about potential harm to American teens. Instead, the company continued exploring ways to encourage addictive behavior among young users. To keep users hooked, TikTok identified the exact amount of viewing needed to build a habit. It's 260 videos. According to investigators in Kentucky, once users reach this point, they're likely to become addicted to the platform. Investigators explained while this number might seem high, TikTok videos can be as short as 8 seconds and automatically play one after another. So in less than 35 minutes, a typical user can become quickly drawn in by this fast-paced, engaging content. Documents also show that TikTok understood the negative mental health effects of this model. Users often experience reduced analytical skills, less empathy, and increased anxiety. The app's use can also interfere with daily life, affecting sleep, work, school, and family interactions. Aware of these issues, TikTok employees developed a parental control tool to limit usage, allowing parents to cap daily limit between 40 minutes and 2 hours, with a default limit of 60 minutes. However, trials show that this tool had minimal impact, reducing usage by only 1.5 minutes. Teen users spent an average of 108.5 minutes daily before the tool. dropping to about 107 minutes after. Reports suggest that this parental control tool aimed more to improve public trust in TikTok than to limit screen time successfully. It was a way to boost TikTok's reputation rather than decrease the time teens spent on the app. Critics also note that sudden usage cutoffs can have an even stronger addictive pull, worsening the effects on teens. Publicly, TikTok promises to prioritize teen safety and well-being. However, internal documents tell a different story. TikTok appears aware of its app's harmful impact but has not taken significant actions to address it. In other words, TikTok's focus is on its growth and engagement rather than the mental and physical health of its users, especially teens. A 2021 internal presentation even positioned TikTok as a competitor to the attention market. Teens have been essential to TikTok's growth in the US. Company documents show that an estimated 95% of smartphone users under 17 use TikTok at least once per month, putting TikTok at saturation point with this young user base. Starting in 2019, TikTok's own research showed that children are especially drawn to the app's endless stream of videos. TikTok does not allow children under 13 to create standard accounts, but it offers a youth version for younger users. This version is supposed to include strict content filters. However, under US federal law, social media sites like TikTok cannot collect data on children under 13 unless they have parental consent. In August, the US Department of Justice sued TikTok, accusing it of repeatedly and deliberately violating children's privacy laws. Reports suggest that TikTok executives even instructed staff to cautiously handle the deletion of accounts suspended to be under 13 to avoid revealing any violations. The so-called youth version, with strict content filters, was found to be largely ineffective. In 2022, Forbes reported that TikTok Live became a platform where young girls were encouraged or paid to perform provocative acts on camera. Investigators confirmed that adults on the platform were sending explicit messages to underage live streamers. Internal documents show that within a month, users sent close to 1 million gifts or coins to underage performers involved in these interactions. In a private review, a TikTok official noted that key challenges, the most engaging content on the platform was often not the kind of content they wanted there. US lawmakers believe ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, is under Chinese government control. According to China's national security law, companies are required to help with government intelligence gathering. ByteDance has also been accused of assisting Chinese authorities in developing systems to monitor Uyghurs and target pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong. TikTok's monitoring and data collection practices appear to be even more invasive in China. Almost all Chinese apps are thought to have surveillance capabilities as a government seeks to monitor citizens closely. On November 6, the Karamay Judicial Bureau in Xinjiang posted a video on its Douyin account, China's version of TikTok, which raised concerns among viewers. The video claimed that WeChat can quickly gather evidence through screenshots and recordings, which can be sent to the police within 2 minutes. The video was later removed, but it marked the first time Chinese authorities openly acknowledged WeChat's surveillance capabilities. A software engineer in China, Ms. Huang, told foreign media that WeChat essentially functions as a monitoring tool, tracking all personal information on users' phones and computers both in China and abroad. She said WeChat monitors texts, images, and even conversations, whether you're actively using the app or not. If the Chinese government considers you a sensitive figure, they might monitor what you say. They also map out your connections, study your networks of relationships with the people around you. Ms. Huang also mentioned that the Chinese government uses WeChat to monitor citizens as a way to maintain the stability of its regime. It's widely known that WeChat has surveillance capabilities, and countries like the US have identified it as a national security threat. During his term, former President Trump proposed banning both WeChat and the Chinese short video app TikTok. A Toronto-based woman, Miss Lee, shared with the Western media how in early 2020, after sharing a Radio Free Asia article on WeChat about deteriorating China-Canada relations, she was visited by 4 armed police officers at her family's apartment. She was taken to a local police station where she was interrogated in a tiger chair, pressured into signing a confession supporting the Chinese government before being released. Another major reason behind China's surveillance is to profit from citizens' data. In June, Chinese authorities disclosed that several departments had been illegally profiting from the government data. An audit report revealed that 7 operational units across 4 departments had charged a total of 248 million yuan for data access, bypassing approval procedures. On October 10th, the Chinese government issued guidelines for accelerating the development and use of public data, calling this data a critical strategic resource to drive high-quality development. The document emphasized party-led oversight on data usage. In simple terms, this announcement signals that the Chinese government plans to profit from citizens' personal data with a clear message that only the CCP is allowed to do so. Other doing the same would be seen as anti-CCP. Chinese media outlet Cai Xing quoted a local lawyer who explained that this report likely refers to paid information services where citizens must pay a fee to access certain data. Dr. Chen Yishuo, a cybersecurity researcher at Taiwan's Institute of National Defense and Security, told the Epoch Times that China's approach to data is clear. Any data generated by its citizens, whether domestically or abroad, belongs to the government. Data produced through public projects or policies is also considered government property, even if labeled as privacy protection. UK consumers have raised similar concerns about Chinese-made smartphone products. The consumer group, which found that many Chinese appliances purchased by British consumers featured excessive monitoring. In a report which revealed that smart air fryers from the 3 Chinese manufacturers, including Xiaomi, iGoStar, and Kosori, tracked users' exact locations and requested microphone access without clear justification. The group also found that Xiaomi's smart home app connected to tracking networks such as Facebook and TikTok's Pangle and could link to Tencent trackers depending on the user's location. iGoStar air fryer app asks for users' gender and birth date, though optional, without providing a reason for collecting this information. The report warned that both Xiaomi and iGoStar air fryers transfer user data to Chinese servers, as noted in their privacy policies. iGoStar is a product line from the Fuzhou Patriot Star optoelectronics technology. Its products are sold in over a dozen countries across Europe and North America, including Spain, Italy and Netherlands, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Kosori, developed by Shenzhen-based V-Sync, has been creating a variety of smart home appliances since its founding in 2007. In addition to air fryers, the company also produces beverage machines, food dehydrators, and ovens. Which magazine editor Harry Rose noted, "Our research shows how smart tech manufacturers and the firms they work with are currently able to collect data from consumers seemingly with reckless abandon, and this is often done with little or no transparency." Which also tested Huawei's flagship smartwatch, finding that it requested 9 high-risk permissions, the most of any device tested. Users who declined these permissions could not fully operate the device. Researchers explain that high-risk permissions means intrusive access to users' devices, including precision location, audio recordings, file access, and app usage. In short, whether it's TikTok, other Chinese apps, or electronic devices, many could potentially serve as tools for information gathering. Taiwanese-American professor Ting Wu at Columbia Law School and former member of the White House National Economic Council has spoken about the risk TikTok poses to democratic societies. He described TikTok as an obvious propaganda tool that should not be controlled by a country that consistently disregards internet norms. In an interview with CNN, Wu said China's record on internet rights and freedom is poor. He argued that treating China like other countries is misguided and that allowing Beijing to control TikTok, one of the world's most popular social media and propaganda tools, is a serious mistake. Wu also pointed out that this app, embedded in millions of phones, collects more data than other platforms and can be tailored to deliver information that aligns with the specific interest. He emphasized that TikTok is clearly a propaganda tool and can easily shape narratives.